Hey guys, it's Craig here and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I want to talk about pickled onions, and I love pickles and they're good for you. So when I was growing up, we always had these in the fridge. These are English style pickled onions, and I wish I had a full jar to show you but unfortunately when I was getting ready to make this video, this was a full jar, but that's how good they are. Some got eaten. But anyway, that's kind of what they look like and when they're done. And I'll give you a look at one of them because I'm going to show you how to make these today. I can't find them in the stores anymore very much around my area. And when I did find them, they were really expensive. So I figured, the hell with it, I'm going to make my own. So there's one there. You can sort of see it there. Nice and golden colored. And the thing I also like about these is that they're crunchy. Okay. I'll set that aside for later. They're delicious. I can't wait. Okay, so here we go. You got to start out with small onions, such as this. Okay, so if you can find those, that's a good start. You're going to need some vinegar. The most popular type of vinegar that you're going to want to use is the malt vinegar. So I have a jar of that, and I know that I don't have enough of it, so I have some apple cider vinegar here. I know this isn't really the traditional way to do it, but it's okay. It's all right. You can substitute. And actually, I made a jar of these in just white vinegar once, and they were very good. Okay, but you're also going to need some pickling spice. You can buy this just about anywhere. It's just pickling spice. Okay, so that's what we need. And a good sharp knife is always important in the kitchen. And some onions, and I've already peeled all of these, as you can see. And the way I've done that is I just took the ends off like this. Of course, this one's going to give me trouble. Of course it is. And then, so now, you know, if you want, you know, you can sit and you can get a knife and you can try to, you know, get that paper off there. Just sit there and watch a soap opera and, you know, try to get that. You know, I don't have the patience for that. I'm sorry. So what I do is I get the knife and I just score it. Now, you need a sharp knife to do this, and you just lightly make a thing around it like that. And then you can get your fingers in there and try to get the thinnest layer off that you can. And that's what you do. It doesn't matter if there's a little slit there. It doesn't matter. You're fine. Okay? I'll do another one here for you. This is, just get the ends off there like that. And this little thing around there like that. And then you just try to get as thin of a layer off as you can. And there you have it. That one's got a little funny stuff going on there. You can trim that off if you want, but there you have it. Okay, so I've already got these done. I'll get this one more done, and then we'll show you what the next step is. Now, let's talk about jars. You can go and get the ones from the store. This is a small one here, you know, with the proper lids and the rings and all that stuff. And you probably should do that because you're guaranteed a better seal. But I just had other things lying around here, and I just figured this is the one I like to use when I do a big batch of these, a nice big jar. But we're not going to use that today because I don't have enough onions for that one. So I'm going to use these two here. This is just one I got from the store. It had pickles in it. So what I will do, I haven't done it yet, but what I will do is I will try to sterilize these. Now, this is not a preserving thing that we're doing. We're not trying to preserve the onions for like 2 years or whatever in a pantry somewhere. We're just trying to pickle them so that we can put them in the fridge and eat them. So it's not really important. We're not going to process these. We're not going to boil the cans and do all that sealing stuff and everything. It's not important. Now, this is the English way of doing it. In the United States and Canada, There might be different health standards and stuff like that that you might want to be aware of. But I've been doing it this way for a while, and so have a lot of other people, and it really is fine. You don't have to boil these. And you don't want to boil them because you don't want to make them soggy. But what you could do is put these in the oven maybe at a 220 degrees or 200 degrees maybe. Just take off the lids, stick them in the oven for a while, 15 minutes, and let them sterilize. What I'm going to do, because I'm a home brewer, I have sanitizer. I'm just going to use sanitizer, and that will be good enough for that. Now, the other thing that I did already was I took and I put the onions into the jars. I figured out what size jars I was going to use based on how many onions I had, and I loaded the onions into the jars. And then I filled the jars up with cold water. And then with the onions still in the jar, I emptied the cold water into a measuring cup, and I measured how much water was necessary to fill the 2 jars with the onions in them. And that's how much vinegar I'm going to need. So that's what you do. And I did that already. So I figured out, just by doing that, that I need 650 milliliters of vinegar. So because I don't have quite enough malt vinegar, then I'm going to have to add some extra vinegar, and that's why I have this apple cider vinegar. You could just put white vinegar in too. But if you really want to do it the authentic way, make sure that you have enough. Buy 2 of these. You can always put them on French fries or fish or something like that, okay? So first thing we're going to do after you've peeled these is you want to salt them. Why do you want to salt them? Because what the salt's going to do is it's going to suck all the water out, some of the water out of the onions. It's going to absorb the water, and that's going to help them be crunchy. I don't know what happens if you skip this step. I've never tried it, but sure, by all means, if you don't want to do that, then just don't do it. But what I've got here is some sea salt. I've got coarse sea salt here, but I'd rather use fine because that's going to stick to the onions more. And you want to be very generous with this. You're going to rinse it off later anyway, so don't worry about how much you're using. Just get it on there, right? And then mix them around and keep doing this until you can hear the salt in there, right? Keep mix them around a little bit. And then do it again. Get more salt on them until they're really coated in salt. Okay? Okay. That's probably gonna do it. I sort of know how much comes out of there. Oh yeah, there's enough. You can feel, it's like somebody dropped it on the beach, okay? That's what it feels like. Mix that around. Whoop! Well, there. We won't talk about that. Something will get done with that one and wash it or something. But anyway, so, all right. So there, I've done that. And I'm going to let these sit. Now, some people let them sit overnight. And if you can do that, sure, why not? But I'm only going to let them sit for as long as it takes to do the next step. And that's what I did last time. And you heard how. Crunchy. I'm gonna wash my hands, I'll be right back. Okay, so into a saucepan, we're going to put the amount of vinegar that we decided that we were going to need. So this whole thing has to go in. I know that. And that's 400, which side are we on here? 400, yep, there's 400 milliliters, 375 milliliters there. That goes into a saucepan, is that what they call it? And because I need more, I'm gonna add some more. Hopefully you've got enough cider vinegar, but I don't, so it doesn't hurt to substitute. And I'm using expensive apple cider vinegar, but that's okay. Put that in there. Okay, and now, pickling spice. Just get that out of the way, clear that out. There. I don't know, a couple tablespoons. if you can get it open. It smells nice. I'm thinking, you know, I know you guys can't see this very well. Here, I'll do it over here. Just maybe that much times 2. Does that look right? We'll do that. Okay. You know, you don't want to overpower the thing, but yeah, just there. I think that's good. I think that's going to do it. Just eyeball it. It doesn't matter. You can look the recipe up. A couple tablespoons of it or something like that. It's all good. And you want to bring this to a boil. And that's going to help to extract the flavors from the pickling spice. Once that's done, I will put the cover on it and let it cool. And this is where we're gonna, you know, let the onions sit with the salt on them. I don't want you to pour it onto the onions hot, because that's going to soften the onions, okay? And again, we're not preserving here, we're just pickling. And you're gonna eat these within the next couple of months, hopefully, so that's fine. There'll be no problem. Mine have been in the fridge for 2, 3, 4 months. I'd say 4 or 5 months, actually, more like. And they're fine. I mean, you know, there it is right there. So once that's done, now again, if you want to leave this overnight and let them soak, come back after work maybe and do this, that's fine too. But last time I did it, a couple hours, and it was fine. Nice and crunchy and delicious. We're also going to need a little bit of sugar too, so get that ready as well. I'll be back in a while. I'll be back in a couple of seconds actually, when all of this is ready to finalize. Okay? Okay, it's been about 2.5 hours, and the vinegar mixture has cooled just about to room temperature. So we've got that over there. The onions have been sitting with the salt on them, and I'll try to show you if I can get it on camera here. The water. See if I can get it on there. Move it up. There it is. The water on the inside the bowl there that's come out of the onions. Okay, so that's what the salt did. So now what we're going to do is we're going to rinse them under cold water. Okay, so I'm going to go over there and do that right now. Okay, there's it goes. Okay, good. All right, now do you really want to watch the rest of this video? Because all I'm going to do is put the onions in the jars. So let's do that. So I sanitize these jars. Now I know someone's going to say, "Oh, he didn't rinse the jars. Look at there's soap in there." This is a sanitizer that home brewers use. It's called Star San, and sometimes it leaves behind a little bit of foam. It's not a soap. It's just the foam turns into water. Okay, that's the short explanation. So us brewers, we always say, don't fear the foam. Okay, it's just a little bit left. It'll just turn into water. It's not going to hurt anything, and it's perfectly safe. Okay, so let's just got that out of the way. Okay, so let's put them in the jars, and you know, try to arrange them. They feel a little bit different than they did before the salt occurred. So try and pack them in there. See if you guys can see that the best we can. Give them a little jiggle so they get down in there. And this is all you need to do, okay? These are going to sit for, well, they say 2 months, okay? So let's just, we've got a little one there we can stick right down in there. Another one there. Whoops, that one came apart. Oh well, there we go. And I'll just, there. That looks all right. One more. Pack it in there. And the other thing, I could have done this during the part where we were boiling the vinegar, but I don't know. This is the way I do it. I'm going to add, not a lot, just a little bit of sugar. That's probably about 3/4 of a teaspoon to a teaspoon in a jar this size. It's not a lot. Okay? You don't have to do that. You do not have to do that. But you know, I like mine a little bit sweet. So there we go. And we'll just add the vinegar. Whoops, oh, there we go. There. Right up to the, oh, it smells very good. It smells really good. All right. And as I said, I'm just using this jar that I have around. It seals. I've checked the seal. It's good like that, you know. It's all good. I'll just set that aside because in case there's some of those little, you know, the pickling spices things, I might want to add those to these two if there's any left in the bottom of the pan there. So just get this one in there. Yep. This is probably not going to fill up all the way, but that's okay. Give this one to my mom. Okay. She likes these pickled onions too. Right. And here we go with our vinegar. And we'll just fill that up. Just like that. So there is a little bit in there. So I'm going to take a spoon and just take some of this pickling spice and add it because it will continue to add flavor to this this stuff. And try to poke them down so that they, you know. But again, we're not preserving, so, and you're going to store this in a cool place. I wouldn't say the refrigerator, but somewhere maybe down in the basement, somewhere where it's not really very hot or anything, just somewhere cool and, you know, dark, whatever. Just let them be for a couple of months. Now, the last time I made them, I tried them after 1 month and they were good. So you can do that, you know, open it up after a month and see how it's coming along. I know people are going to say, oh, you know, you're opening the jar and it's letting germs in. This is vinegar. Vinegar doesn't go, it doesn't turn. So as long as the things are underneath the vinegar, they'll be fine. Okay, we're not going to store these for months and months and months and months and months somewhere down in the pantry, you know. This is going to be okay. And believe me, I did it already, and the jar I have in the fridge has been opened many times, and it's still fine. Okay, they get better and better as they get older. All right, so there you have them. They work nice, they taste great, and if you like pickled onions, you will love these. Okay?